everyone. Thank you for watching Devin Digit's TV show. We are in breaking news right now as CNN and the Associated Press has reported that 31 Navy SEALs that killed Osama bin Laden are dead this morning after a crash in NATO that killed 31 U.S. SEALs in Afghanistan. The Associated Press reports NATO threw a missile and the helicopter crashed and killed the 31 SEALs. MSNBC was first to report about the crash, and we are live with them to say what they know about the crash and details that are emerging in
since
right
the beginning
now
of the war. Let's bring in retired Army Colonel and military analyst Jack Jacobs. Jack, with a welcome back. What do we know about this crash?
It was a Chinook CH-47. I don't know what model. It could very well have been an MH-47E, which is the type that we use for special operations. However, evidently there were 7 Afghans aboard. The rest were NATO troops. Don't know how many were Americans. It is unusual for special operations forces to bring Afghan troops with them, so this might have been special forces, American units, or other NATO units go into areas in Afghanistan to train locals, and the report is they were actually on a live mission in a built-up area just to the west of Kabul.
Okay, so then the Taliban claiming responsibility for this. If we are on a mission, and this is not either a training exercise or just some sort of a convoy, they have claimed responsibility at this point, having shot a rocket-propelled, helicopter.
Yeah, well, that's what they claim. They shot it down with a rocket-propelled grenade. They make claims like that all the time. Most of the time, it's nonsense. However, there's an unconfirmed report from a NATO source that, in fact, the helicopter was shot down. It is easy to shoot helicopters down, especially when they're coming into land and disgorge troops or pick them up, or it's getting close to its objective and is moving extremely slowly. It's easy to shoot them down with small arms, with automatic weapons, and even with a rocket-propelled
You know what? Folks are seeing me get this, and we are just getting, as you are talking to us, this is breaking news, everyone. A senior administration official saying this helicopter that crashed was carrying 31 U.S. Special Operations Forces. We're getting confirmation now. The 7 Afghan soldiers as well. Apparently, they're saying, according to a senior administration official, that it was shot down by insurgents there in Afghanistan.
According to MSNBC, the 31 U.S. SEALs that were killed were the team unit that killed Osama bin Laden. We will continue to follow the story right after the break, but this is breaking news just in right now as I am talking. This is breaking news right now. This is just in right now from CNN right now that the 31 U.S. SEALs were crashed in Afghanistan because of the Taliban is taking responsibility for this attack. We go to CNN right now for the very latest.
The U.S. military is moving very rapidly to try and contact and notify as many of the military families impacted by this as quickly as they can. And as you know, often military families are spread across the United States. So what we are going to be seeing or learning about over the coming hours is casualty officers will be spreading out to hometowns, to bases, trying to track down all of the family members and give them this very sad news. We don't believe that all of them were Navy SEALs, Deborah. There were some other forces on board.
We'll be right back with more of a special report. 31 U.S. Navy SEALs dead from helicopter crash. in developing mode where MSNBC has learned some new information. Let's go and find out more details.
The developing news from Afghanistan, where 31 U.S. Special Operations Forces were killed in a crash there. We go now to NBC's Atiya Abawi, who's in Kabul for us. And so, Atiya, since our last hour, are we getting any official confirmation and or explanation as to how this happened?
We are receiving a little bit more information. Our colleagues in Washington were able to find out that as many as the 31 killed, as many as 20 of the 31 killed, may have been Navy SEALs. The Afghan president, in a statement, did say that 31 Americans, all special forces, were killed, along with 7 of their Afghan counterparts. That's the Afghan commandos, the Afghan special forces. In that statement, President Hamid Karzai offered his condolences to President Barack Obama and the families of those troops killed in Wardak province in eastern Afghanistan. And since then, we've also heard from President Barack Obama. In a statement, he said that my thoughts and prayers go out to the families and loved ones of the Americans who were lost earlier today in Afghanistan. Their deaths are a reminder of the extraordinary sacrifices made by the men and women of our military and their families, including all who have served in Afghanistan. In that statement, he also offered condolences to the family of those 7 Afghans who were killed. He said that those were the Afghans who were fighting for a more peaceful Afghanistan. Alex?
Atiya, also, given where this happened, does it stand to reason that this may not have been some sort of a malfunction, a crash of the chopper, but rather something that the Taliban claims, which is as a result of their rocket-propelled grenade?
Absolutely. We've seen many helicopter crashes, as you mentioned, in Afghanistan throughout the years. But according to the Tangi Valley and the Saidabad district, this is an area where you find many insurgents. It's an insurgent safe haven, as some would say. It borders actually Logar province, just southwest of Kabul province. This is an area that has been a very dangerous place to operate for many decades, even before the war started in 2001. This is an area the Soviets had a problem with back in the 1980s as well. So this is an area that many Afghans can operate. The Taliban can operate. The insurgency can blend right into the population there, something that the American forces cannot do. Alex?
All right. NBC's Atiya Abawi there in Kabul. Thank you for the very latest, Atiya.
Well, we are learning some new information as well, as we do know that President Obama has said that he thanks them for their great work in killing Osama bin Laden, but he said that it's terrible that they died. President Obama, along with the White House, is mourning the death of the 31 soldiers. Devin Dietrich's TV show will be right back as soon as possible. Thank you all for watching. We'll be right back right after these messages.
The developing news from Afghanistan, where 31 U.S. Special Operations Forces were killed in a crash there. We go now to NBC's Atiya Abawi, who's in Kabul for us. And so, Atiya, since our last hour, are we getting any official confirmation and or explanation as to how this happened? Breaking news out of Afghanistan. 31 troops and 7 Afghan soldiers are dead after a NATO helicopter crashed during an overnight operation. It happened in the Tangi Valley of the Wardak province. It's just west of Kabul. And this is the worst single-day loss of life for coalition troops in Afghanistan since the beginning of the war.
Thank you all for watching Devin Dietrich's TV show. We will have more updates as soon as they become available on our YouTube page. Until then, thank you for watching, and our condolences are with the loved ones of these fallen U.S. SEALs. Thank you, and have a grand day.